over into Champ Select that has already begun. So,
Ooh.
how are we feeling so far? We got the Maokai taken out. We got the Udyr Seraphine. Nice. I'm liking it so
Yep.
far.
My draft a little close, so I have to boot it up again.
Oh,
but I will
amazing.
be in. Yep. Oh god. No, it's
Incredible. Please open it faster. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Could you send? Okay.
Oh, interesting. First pick Kha'Zix for Meme City Esports Rush. That's a new one.
Yeah, it is a pick that that Acid has played. He played it, I believe, the last time we saw him. Ooh, okay. I'm getting I'm getting internal error. This is
Are you okay, Gungeon?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, again.
Oh.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, but again, Meme City Esports, Acid.
Uh-oh.
I made the meme about this. He plays Lilia, but he can play the Kha'Zix. He has played super well on Kha'Zix as well. And the big thing I want to see against Meme City Esports and Legendary Wolves, again, they're Meme City Esports, amazing coordination. These guys can play themselves out of a 6 feet hole. These guys play teamfights super cleanly. Acid does 1 billion damage as a jungler. I've actually calculated it. He does an absolute truckload. I think their bot lane plays super safe. And I think that their solo laners are super good. The big thing that I think, and if there is a weakness that you can attack, is the Meme City Esports' bot lane. I've seen these guys go 0-3 cumulatively a lot. They sometimes get into holes. They sometimes can be susceptible in the laning phase, and Legendary Wolves does have an AD carry that I believe in Epic Fail Guy 456. We do see the Viego locked in by Legendary Wolves, so we are going to see a spicy mid laner.
Are we now? Well, that certainly does look like a Viego mid so far, and as I said in the pre-show to folks who are around for that, I don't think Viego jungle is too strong right now. I think him being played in a solo lane is infinitely better. I do like this Gragas being picked up. We also talked about that in the pre-show. He's pretty good in the top lane and jungle right now. And we also have that. What do you think about Gragas?
I think he's super flexible.
I
think that's the I think that's a big thing that Gragas really provides, just the flexibility, and he's so good in just top lane tank matchups. Like, he can blind pick into a lot of top laners, Aatrox, Camille. Even the Viego matchup is not too bad for the Gragas, so I like the pick from Legendary Wolves. Kind of gives them a lot of flexibility. They did lock in Rel, which we didn't mention first on the side of Legendary Wolves. I love that champion. I think it has a lot of engage. I think it has a lot of peel as well, so it can kind of work both ways, especially dealing with Acid's Kha'Zix, because I've seen this guy pop off multiple times. We are going to see the Volibear and the Renekton being banned out by Legendary Wolves. We saw this last time. Meme City Esports' Rutledge, I believe, solo killed the enemy team's top laner like 3 times with just a Doran's Ring on Volibear. So I'm afraid of that. I'm happy that they ended up banning it out, and Meme City Esports does end up throwing the double ban towards the Epic Fail Guy. They don't want to see my man succeed. They're preying on his downfall.
So it's really a shame to see, but it's going to be pretty hard to see that downfall, even with Jhin and Kai'Sa banned, if you pair any AD carry with a Rel. What are we hovering? Is this what?
I think this is gonna be the Victor for Skiz. And it should be the Viego in the top lane for the side of Peekaboo, I believe. No,
it does look like it.
Yeah.
So we do have sorry, you go?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're both confused. Wow.
Yeah.
We do have the Kha'Zix and Talia picked up. Do we have any idea where these want to go? Because both are pretty decent in the jungle right now. Well, I mean, with that set locked in, we pretty much confirmed that we have Kha'Zix jungle and Talia mid lane, so ignore anything I was just talking about, because it's irrelevant now.
Yeah, I am very surprised, actually, that they're going to end up setting the Talia into either a solo lane. Again, there is a cheese that has been seen constantly of Talia Pantheon bot lane, but obviously we have the Ezreal lock-in, so it should be Talia in a solo lane. So yeah, this is actually gonna be the first time I've seen Talia solo lane in a really long time. I'm excited to see how Meme City Esports pilots this, but again, Kha'Zix, I cannot expect it to go anywhere besides Acid's hand. He's an absolute monster on that champion, and we are going to see Rutledge on Scion. Again, dumb tank, but I've seen Rutledge solo kill people on dumb tanks before, so I'm not surprised. Oh my god, if Epic Fail Guy locks in the Yasuo, my heart. What is... Oh, there it is. Epic Fail Guy is going to lock in the Misfortune. They're going to round out that draft, and this is going to be a banger of a team fight. So it looks like for the side of Legendary Wolves, it should be Gragas top. No, it should be Viego top, Gragas jungle, Victor mid with the Misfortune Rel bot lane, while Meme City Esports will have the Scion top, Kha'Zix jungle. Is that mid? No, wait. Set support with the yeah. Sorry. Talia mid with the set Ezreal. Sorry, there's so many. I don't have the draft lol, so I'm having to look off of Dory's screen. So I'm just like everything's just like popping up, but it's fine. We've gotten it figured out.
We do have it figured out indeed. So coming into this, just based off of these drafts alone, who do you think has the better draft?
I mean, drafts alone, I would say it's probably favored for the side of Legendary Wolves because, again, it is easier. It is very simple to do a Misfortune plus the Rel combo. I think Viego is really strong. I think Gragas can do a lot of work. I think the Victor will just be a safe mid laner. But betting against Meme City Esports is absolutely the wrong play. These guys are undefeated for a reason. Acid is an MVP candidate for me. I think he is playing out of his mind. He's jungle gapping so many junglers. I want to see how this matchup goes. Again, if we reference back to week 1, which is when Meme City Esports and Legendary Wolves played, they had a very close game 1. It was back and forth, and in the end, it came down to Meme City Esports' team fighting, which is where they always succeed. They play team fights super well. They have great lines of communication. They always feel like they're focusing the right targets. So even though I like Legendary Wolves' draft a lot more, I am going to have to side with Meme City Esports just on pedigree alone.
All right. Well, in that case, then this might be the game that we can hopefully finally see Meme City Esports get off of their high horse. Oh boy, look, man, I want to see it happen. I love Meme City. I love me some memes, and I'm from the city, But I want to see them come down. I want to see the Kings fall.
I would love to see the Kings fall, and I'm always a huge Epic Fail Guy fan. I think in this game, it is going to be very reliant on what Peekaboo does. There's going to be a little bit of a swap. We were calling the Gragas to be a jungle and Viego top, but it's actually going to be Viego jungle with the Gragas in the top lane. So it is going to be the tank v tank versus Kha'Zix and Viego in the jungle matchup. I want to see, obviously everyone would love to see an upset, and the Legendary Wolves are the kings of going 1-1. But it is very hard to bet against Meme City Esports. They're just... It's going to be rough for the side of Legendary Wolves. If there is a guy that I think can pull it through, it has to be Epic Fail Guy. I have raved about this guy from week 1. I think he plays AD carry at a really high level. I like the way he plays AD carry. I think he's very lane dominant, and he has very good team fight positioning. That is the one part of Meme City Esports bot lane that I can, or Meme City Esports as a whole, that I can like nitpick at. It is nitpicking because they're such a good team. Is their bot lane. Swoon Baboon and Angel have been susceptible to getting 2v2 solo kills. It happened against Beast Lance's Kalista and the Leona bot lane pairing. And again, AoE God Squad wasn't able to take advantage of it. But that doesn't mean that Legendary Wolves can't try to exploit that same weakness and then try to push the thread, because that's what you need to do against Meme City Esports. You need to create this early game lead and then just hammer it home, because if you do any sort of mistakes, and we saw it in series number 1, where Omega Gaming, even when they were in a super down position, would sometimes overdive, give up kills, give up gold. You cannot do that against Meme City Esports. If you make a mistake, they will punish you. If you give them a finger, they will take an arm. If you give them an arm, they'll take the body. So I want Legendary Wolves to have a clean, concise game plan going into this game number 1.
Meme City Esports is definitely the type of team that does not make mistakes, or when they do, they cover them very well. And Legendary Wolves is definitely going to suffer trying to correct those mistakes or trying to abuse them or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, this is going to be extremely fun to watch, and I wish Mac and Ashley the best of luck for trying to cast this, what is most likely going to be absolute banger of a game.
It's gonna be a banger. I expect a lot of blood, especially giving Acid Kha'Zix. This guy, he's having an MVP level season. I want to see him continue it, and this is another step. You have a team that's kind of coming up as these 1-1 upset kings. I want to see Acid just kind of squash them like the bug he is. Just absolutely squash his team. Show the dominance that is Meme City Esports, and if I'm on the side of Legendary Wolves to hype these guys up, you have that big fail guy. He is playing like a top tier 80 carry. You have the rel pick. Let's go exploit this bot lane. Let's get this mid matchup. I think Talia is a much weaker laner than Victor, so I want Skits to abuse this, and I want to see this Viego pop off. Let's go, boys.
Let's go. And with that being said, we are going to transition to a short break, and then we will see you after the game is finished. Rico, say goodbye. Okay, so you're talking this whole time, then when I tell you to.
Wait, are we live? I was making a PB and J. I figured we had Meme City Esports. I could just sit back and relax.
Oh no, Valley. There's still a team we have to keep a close watch on because this week they're going up against the Legendary Wolves, and Omega Gaming Unleashed may have set the stage for a team that's been handling 1-1s, but Legendary Wolves are bathed in it as Skiz is going to be forced to flash away, and it might be a quick game one because we see a handful of signature picks coming through on the side of Meme City Esports. Acid getting his hands on Kha'Zix, and Frosty's on the Talia, which I don't think we've seen so far through the split, at least on air, so I'm excited that he finally gets the spotlight too.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a traditional mid lane pick in the current meta. Really good in the jungle, but not something
Right?
we see in, not something we see in mid lane. But that doesn't mean it can't be played. So we'll have to wait and see. Curious for me is, like, I don't know, Mac, maybe I'm being wishful thinking, but I remember a time when I could look at a League of Legends draft and like pro draft or draft or whatever, and I could know where everybody was going.
Mid League has changed, and maybe for the better, because we are seeing a lot of flexible picks come out. The Vigo, the Grongus. I mean, you really had no idea where things were going to end up for the side of Legendary Wolves, but I figure the Vigo lock in the best way really to take down Meme City Esports might as well try to beat them with themselves. If Acid's going to get ahead on this Kha'Zix, then maybe it's going to be in the favor of Peekaboo as Rutledge. What do we have going on here? Oh my goodness.
This is a pretty typical Scion cheese strat, because as the Scion, yeah, you die to it and you give up a little bit of experience, but you are taking away that second buff from the enemy jungler, and it's 100% worth, right? Because you are going to set them behind, you're setting your own jungler up for success, and he just TPs back to lane. For him, it doesn't matter, it's so early into the game that any TP play that's going to come out, it's really not going to be anytime soon, I'm assuming, given that it's an Ezreal into a Realm Misfortune. I'm not really expecting Swoon Baboon to be looking to fight here.
He's going to be looking to scale up, and those Essence Reaver changes that we kind of talked about a little bit with adjustment is Frosty going to be able to flash away from that one, knocking Peekaboo back a bit. Oh my goodness. Things getting spicy in the mid lane there at Valley. Is I think we might see why Frosty is at home with this Talia pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think Talia is a really strong pick in general. The only reason she struggles in the mid lane is she doesn't have consistent wave clear, and is also not able to consistently land her CC ability to make favorable trades happen. So can often put her at a disadvantage, but her roaming is pretty solid. However, Frosty has overstepped and should be the first blood here. So Meme City Esports, not the start they're looking for, especially as a top contender.
Peekaboo with a solid pick onto the mid laner there, as that's exactly what Legendary Wolves were looking to try to make happen in this early game, as they might look for something in the bot lane. No vision, here we go.
Gets the no vision stun from Endril, and actually is going to hit with the punch. I'm not sure the Viego will fall, given that he had 1 HP. Flash away from Raichu in the top lane, meanwhile, and now Swoon Baboon once more. Peekaboo goes back in with the stun, but he will die in the end, and this stun is not going to be enough. Endril does die, and Fitz Chivalry, is he going to be able to walk out of this? It looks like he will, so it is a 1-for-1 in that bottom lane fight when all is said and done.
Gungeon was high on Epic Fail Guy for a reason there, Valley. A beautiful body block to keep Fitz Chivalry alive there. Swoon Baboon only able to pick up 1 kill, as this is going to be an interesting game, not like last series where only one of the marksmen are going to be making a high impact on the game. This time around, it's 2 carries at the top of their game going at it in competition here in the mid league. But Epic Fail Guy doesn't have too much to worry about with Endril coming back into the lane. Not until those flash showstoppers start making an appearance will this misfortune have too much to worry about. As Epic Fail Guy, a carry for the Legendary Wolves, starting off with 1 kill, is the way they wanted to go.
Yeah, definitely the way they wanted to go. And neither AD carry has backed yet, so they're still technically even. And given that Epic Fail Guy has a little bit more HP, they should be able to clear out this wave. And it doesn't look like Swoon Baboon wants to get a reset off. If he's going to back up now and take a reset at this point, it is very, very late. I do not like that decision, especially given that the Ocean Soul is spawning. They're pushing out the wave to an even state. Miss Fortune and Viego and Rel could definitely walk up here and try to get this objective early on.
It is Andril who's the first one to the punch, as he's going to be clearing out some vision around the Drake, though. Numbers on the side of Legendary Wolves as we see Acid on his signature Kha'Zix just going through another full clear outside of that gank in the top lane. Really haven't seen a lot come out of the star jungler for Meme City Esports. A big contributor to why they went through the first split, the first round robin, completely undefeated, not dropping a single game. Valley 18-0. Wow. We'll have to see if teams are going to be figuring things out a little bit with the second go around. Legendary Wolves, the first ones to suffer the wrath of Meme City Esports all the way back in week number 1, hoping to make up for things, as this is a team that really, Valley, I think, has kind of grown into their own.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it, and that's going to happen with that first round robin, and that's what's great about the system we have is with the multiple round robins, you get to play these teams again when, you know, you lost to them in week 1. You haven't really fully developed as a team, haven't found your cohesion. But now the Weaver's Wall comes in behind, cutting off Epic Fail Guy and Fitz Chivalry. Nice knockup on Epic Fail Guy, but he has flashed the wall. Fitz Chivalry will die in the end. Swoon Baboon will be the one to pick that one up, but a 1-0 is better than a 2-0 any day of the week.
Kind of surprising to see that play work, because we see some vision in the river for Legendary Wolves. Acid going to be able to trade away that red buff, as he's going to explosive cone right out of here. Again, these hyper carry junglers, we had Fallen Artemis in game number 1, Valley, now Acid here in the second series of the night. They're going to be looking to give their team one final effort, one final push to make sure they're able to potentially clinch playoffs pretty early before they're going to have a very severe shift in play style, potentially going back to kind of the Gragas jungle that I think we saw come out of Professor Claps in Anarchy Lime. Very interesting, though, to see Rutledge kind of falling behind. I feel like Q Raichu's been doing a solid job in the top lane right now, holding his own. The start kind of not really showing up too big here. The red buff steal from Rutledge, if anything, I feel like has kind of slowed down the pace of the game, as Fitz Chivalry gonna be able to walk away from Acid here. No one's still able to pick up this first dragon of the game, Valley.
Yeah, and it's the perfectly even gold state. Rutledge, still no TP, so he uses the Unstoppable Onslaught to get back to lane. That is even across the board there. And now we have a fight in the Dragon Pit. Peekaboo goes in with the ultimate, but isn't able to find the execute and is dropping low. Dragon has picked up aggro, and Fitz Chivalry will fall. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Skiz will trade 1 for 1, but on the other side, it's another kill picked up for Swoon Baboon. He's going to be 3-0-1 now, and the Drake should go the way of Meme City Esports.
And this Ezreal pick, Valley, is going to be snowballing really quickly, especially since Swoon Baboon has been able to balloon up to such a big threat for Meme City Esports. I think first we're going to see the Essence Reaver come out, and then maybe a Duskblade of Drakthar if he's feeling himself. And it does seriously rack up the damage. Viego not going to be getting very tanky. Skiz most likely going to be going for an early Verdant Barrier because he's in the Talia matchup. So we might see Swoon Baboon just become a real hyper carry in this one. Ezreal, I feel like one of those picks we're going to start seeing more and more. And shout out Upsurge with the raid. Welcome to set 2 of the night here in Mid League.
Yeah, welcome to set 2. We appreciate you showing up for us. And I think you make a good point, Mac, about the squishiness of this Legendary Wolves roster. I would have liked to see Verdant Barriers from both mage mid laners earlier. I'm not a fan of that meta, but given that it is the meta,
Here we are.
I would have liked to see it sooner. But We don't see that, so it's still going to be that way. And I don't think Legendary Wolves are out of this in any sense of the word. I think what we have to be aware of, though, is how these team fights are going to play out, right? Because you're looking at a composition for Legendary Wolves that has engaged, that has ways to combo their engage tools, that has some carries alongside it, but with Weaver's Wall, with Ezreal having so much mobility, the Unstoppable Onslaught, Kha'Zix being able to delete people that are separated out in the backline, it's very dangerous to try and find those engages, especially if the team is split up from Meme City Esports.
We get another look into this pool party. Acid might be looking to break it up, though. Is that gank in the mid lane? Oh, what?
Okay. Peekaboo is dead. Got caught under tower, chasing a Talia a little too far. Gets thrown back and dies for the trouble. Endra actually dodges the engage from the Rel. Excuse me. Fitz Chivalry will have to flash the wall and get away as Skiz uses the Chaos Storm to try and zone people out, but is going to still be a kill picked up in that mid lane. Peekaboo is not having the greatest showing on this Diego so far.
It's the tactical idea of playing for the late game team fights, right? Peekaboo feeding early on is just making his opponent stronger, so when Frosty dies in the late game team fights, it's a much more powerful Talia getting taken under the Vigo control. But nevertheless, Valley, you're absolutely right. Peekaboo getting taken down early on is going to lead Acid to picking up a Rift Herald here at the 12-minute mark. Turret plate still available. Maybe just going to be plopped down here in the top lane to get first turret gold.
Yeah, it would not surprise me whatsoever. Rutledge able to just tank up a bunch of tower shots. I think if they're gonna go for this tower, which they are, this is a little bit late on Shelly for my liking. It still should get a charge off as it was close enough, but it could have been dropped a little bit sooner. Isn't actually going to secure the tower in itself, but Raichu is doing his best to stay alive. Acid actually dropped really low, and it is going to be having to jump away as Rutledge isn't able to actually do that much damage in this 1v1. And now Peekaboo is here looking for a little bit more. I think he might be biting off a little bit too much if he goes in on that. Yeah, he turns around, says, we kept the tower alive. We're fine. Everything's good. We're not going to overextend and die more than we already have.
Yeah, I think Peekaboo stepping up there realized he looked around as he was charging up that W, and he was like, wait a minute, I'm isolated, aren't I? And Acid recalling is like, yeah, you were, but you're lucky I'm really low on health. So he gets out there with the, thankfully, not getting locked up here, but Fitz not so lucky. Wow, that's so much damage, Valley.
Yeah, Seismic Shove pushes him back, and Cute Raichu is almost dead, but Rutledge will be the one to fall in return as Peekaboo will finish off that kill, but Acid came right back to the top lane and trades it 1-for-1, and now Skiz looking for some trouble. Target Swoomba and gets the shutdown onto Epic Fail Guy, and Paul comes out of it alive himself. So good trades across the board for the side of Legendary Wolves, but first tower still going to fall in that top lane. Drake is up, and neither jungler are exactly near it, Mac Dewey.
A lot of vision control, though, on the side of Meme City Esports. Valley, they look ready for this next fight, as Epic Fail Guy is most certainly going to be thankful for that shutdown going his way. 2-0 on the Misfortune, a decent CS lead as he hopes to try to stop the bleeding for the rest of the team, and maybe, just maybe, they can make these late game team fights work because they still have Fitz Chivalry on the rel. Name appropriate, though, highlighting the synergy. Poggers for Fitz, they're able to get that online and pick for himself, but they also have pick potential with the explosive cast. Cute Raichu ready. We're going to get a 5v5 here, Valley.
Yeah, the Drake has been started up. Peekaboo is in the pit, but he is zoned out. Huge face breaker is going to pull all 5 members in, but there's no picks found yet. Swoonboon trying to do as much damage as he can, and it's going to be a Drake secured by the Kha'Zix. Frosty bit off a little bit too much with that Weaver's Wall, and now Peekaboo is going to take over the Talia's form. Angel is stunned up and shut down, the ult not even having to be used. Rel traded back, but Acid is in a world of hurt. Rutledge is going to be shut down into passive. Peekaboo can just jump away with the Kha'Zix Form, and that is going to be a massive fight for the side of Legendary Wolves, where they trade it 4 for 1 despite losing the Drake.
Out of nowhere, Legendary Wolves are able to get right back into this game, Valley, evening up the scoreboard. We might not have seen them, the Wolves, able to secure that Drake, so we do actually find ourselves with a 2-0 Drake advantage in favor of Meme City Esports. It is a Mountain Soul, which I think would make it quite difficult for the Legendary Wolves to kind of take over the team fighting stage, but that's 2 Drakes away. We've got plenty of time here on Summoner's Rift for that, for the gold lead to change quite dramatically. But the important thing is, hey, Legendary Wolves, they found a great fight, and Meme City Esports, we've kind of seen this a couple times throughout this season. They may be 18-0, but things have not been perfect, Valley. What's gotten them here, what's gotten them an undefeated first half of the season was Meme City Esports' ability to stay in games really no matter what happens. So this is going to be a squad that's not faltered by a fight not going their way like that. They've been here. This is familiar territory. We'll have to see, though, maybe if the Legendary Wolves are going to be the better team when it comes to objectives getting set up, the vision control around it, and trying to take advantage of their composition's pick control. I'm talking about that, Gragas. And we'll be looking closely for Fit Chivalry to find some big magnet storms, because I tell you, Valley, if Andrew finds another 4-man face melter there by the next Drake, well, Epic Fail Guy might be getting dead each fight.
Well, he's dead now as the 750 shutdown goes on to the Kha'Zix. Acid is going to find that one, and I hate to be that person, but that's ADC in this meta. I mean, the man used Flash, Gale Force, and is 4-1-2, but Kha'Zix just goes, nah, you don't get to play the game. Unstoppable Onslaught won't find Skiz, but again, that's that gold back. There was a gold advantage before Misfortune died for Legendary Wolves, and suddenly it has fluctuated back the other way with that massive shutdown going through. So it is a very even game state, and you say they've been here before, but it's a little bit concerning for me, MacDewey, because, you know, going back to last season when I was on the Excellency team, when we were casting a lot more consistently together, it was Glaive Black that was that top of the league person, and it was rare if you saw them have a game this close in the regular season. Now, in playoffs, they had a little bit more, you know, there was a couple people that took them to some closer games, but it never looked like they were really challenged during the regular season. So to see Meme City Esports kind of be pushed, especially by a team like Legendary Wolves, who isn't near the top of the standings, they're kind of middle of the pack, that leaves me with a lot of concerns.
Yeah, Legendary Wolves, though, Valley, the past couple weeks have been slowly but surely creeping up in relevancy as they've been taking games off of the top teams, off of Glaive, off of Omega, off of Darkside, etc. Legendary Wolves, maybe today, find a way to make that statement that they deserve to be at the top of this conversation, as Frosty
is going to most likely die. He does flash away from the Chaos Storm, but that laser is still following him. The burn from the Leandri's Anguish is going to be enough to slow him down to create one more laser to find the kill. A nice old Q for Skiz as we see a TP into the top lane. Rutledge is in some trouble, gets knocked back by the cast. Unstoppable Onslaught is blocked, and Fit Chivalry is here, stuns up, but decides not to go in with the leap, as that would have put him under tower and in a very dangerous position. And it's a lot of people around this Rift Herald, while the Ezreal is just whacking away at that mid lane tower.
An interesting investment to kind of see from the Wolves here. We do actually find Giz in the bot lane going to be looking to even up this turret trade. Frosty with Weaver's Wall available. Doesn't look like we're going to see Meme City try to contest that second Herald, though, as it's going to be picked up and given over to Raichu. Mid lane turret's already gone. It's a 3-2 advantage for Meme City. Dragon spawning in 20 seconds. Rutledge teleport available, Valley, as Raichu not taking any chances, going to be right here with the team. Skiz teleport as well, as it doesn't even look like Meme City want to contest this one.
It doesn't look like they're positioning contest, but again, the Drake has just spawned. Now we see the teleport come in from Rutledge, but they're not in position. This Drake...
Watch Frosty in the Weaver's Wall.
That's true. Weaver's Wall is available, and now Rutledge has an angle, but the Drake was stolen! Acid gets in the pit and takes it away, but Endril is in too deep. He will fall eventually. That is undeniable, and now there's a set on the enemy team. Weaver's Wall tries to split them up, but flash forward from Peekaboo goes in, gets a huge slam, and Rutledge falls as well as Frosty. Rutledge passive trying to do a lot of work, but it's not enough, but keep your eyes on Peekaboo. He's in a separate form, but Acid and does so much damage. Epic Fail Guy is going to get the shutdown, but Swoon Baboon says, nah, not on my watch. Double kill for the Ezreal. One team fight in advantage to the side of Legendary Wolves, but the Drake, again, is lost.
Ali, we better buckle up. This could be the end of the undefeated run as Legendary Wolves get their second fight in a row. If someone's going to save the Meme City dream, I think it's going to be Swoon Baboon, who's been positioning well in these fights and is just waiting. He's got Duskblade now completed. Maybe the next fight could look to take over as Legendary Wolves at the end there. I think we saw some miscommunication about the general direction that they wanted to go because Peekaboo way overextending. Epic Fail Guy wanting to try to follow up on his jungler's intentions, just not able to really make it work, as we saw the damage that can really come out of Acid, out of Swoon Baboon. The Weaver's Wall also, Valley, coming up very late. I think we're seeing some kind of asynchronicity from the side of Meme City when it comes to this tricky team fight execution. Frosty has got to be looking for those Weaver's Wall, I think, earlier in the fight to try to set up everyone else. Because as soon as you box Legendary Wolves in, well, there comes the Scion ulti, the True Shot Barrage, and the Showstopper as well. So moving forward, or Acid could just be looking for those picks as the Drift King isn't able to find Epic Fail Guy.
We'll trade flashes, though, and that's massive value because Epic Fail Guy's flash is worth a lot more than Rutledge, and now it's an engage. Magnet Storm into the bullet time, and there's already found a pick. Now another Kha'Zix on the floor. He is possessed, but I don't think he has enough of a ability to chase and shut people down from this position to really get the kills they're looking for. However, with that jungler out of the fight, this might be a look at Baron for the side of Legendary Wolves, and that is what they're making the call to go towards.
Scuttle is going to be quite the helpful for Meme City. Frosty still ultimate available. Rutledge is coming in, the raid boss here to help support the team, Valley.
Bitch Chivalry goes in, but gets Showstoppered out, and a huge stun onto multiple members. They're going to be jumped into the air, shut down already onto Epic Fail Guy. Raichu trying to walk away in the side, and now this Legendary Wolves team is scattered. They are low health bars, and they are not able to get out of these fights. Swoon Baboon is going to dodge out on that damage. Rutledge disrupts the backs, and now that's basically an ace. Only one member, the support, left standing, and a free Baron handed over from Legendary Wolves.
Meme City play it perfectly. They don't lose a single member, Valley. And just like that, the coin flip comes up. Meme sighted once again. They may find themselves down, but never out, as they're going to be able to pick up Baron. 90 seconds for a potential Mountain Soul. These fights sometimes go in the way of Legendary Wolves. They get the pick, but they forget about the rest of the team. They forget about the cooldowns they've already used. They've kind of already spent time fighting another team fight. They didn't have bullet time available. Peekaboo was ultless. Skiz unable to find something there. And the whole team just wiped. Frosty, the player we wanted to pay close attention to for the big objective fights, Valley. And I think he lived up to the Talia expectations, making a big fight go the way of Meme City there.
Yeah, absolutely did. And honestly, if I'm Meme City here, give this Drake up. Use your Baron buff. Maximize what you gained from this Baron buff, because if you take this fight and you lose it, That is disastrous. You just wasted a free Baron buff, an absolute gift where you could have taken at least the 3 outer towers that are still standing. So I think this is more risk than it is reward. But we'll have to wait and see, as it is a tough approach for the side of Legendary Wolves. They don't really have a lot of great options to get in and get Vision down. And Meme City Esports is invading into the jungle a little deep here.
The top
Flashing gauge.
laners. Ooh, here's Fitz.
Fit Chivalry goes in, gets a nice stun, but the Magnet Storm was not available, and he's already fallen. That's 2 kills, make it 3. This is going to be an ace for nothing. And with Baron buff up, a free Mountain Drake, the engage came in too early from the side of Legendary Wolves.
Team fight setup coming very nicely together as Andrel, as Rutledge, as Swoon Baboon, and Frosty. The whole squad, Valley, are able to make that fight work, as it seemed like Legendary Wolves were getting hit by everything in that fight. A 3-man Scion Q, the True Shot Barrage chunking out a lot of health, and you wanted outer turrets. Well, how do inhibitor turrets sound, Valley? Meme City is a knock-in. Andrew might... Oh, no, he's going to be able to survive. Didn't get one more turret shot on the way out. Inhibitors going to be falling. Maybe not in lane just yet, as Legendary Wolves aren't giving up for free.
Yeah, Fit Chivalry goes in, but the Weaver's Wall is coming through. It separates the support out from the rest of the team. Skiz is in the backline, meanwhile, in a 3v1. He does kill Swoon Baboon, but his team is falling all around him. Coot Raichu and Epic Fail Guy, well, that AD carry did not last long on my screen. Neither did the Gragas, and the game is over. There's nothing this Victor can do. There was a chance at a win. Legendary Wolves pushed, and then they overpushed. They said, we have this in the bag, we've taken the team fights we want, and they overextended. They gave everything back, and they lost the game on their own terms.
Meme City, they just make it look too easy, as Skiz, the last hero effort respawns are going to be coming through. It's only Andrel and Rutledge, but don't forget about the Scion passive. Fitz is going to try to earn his Sir title, but I think this one's going to be it, Valley.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that is going to be the case, as my game paused.
My game froze too.
The game
it's
end bug
over.
has come through. You love to see it. Thank you, Riot. So it is going to be a win for Meme City Esports. They go up 1-0 in the series, which I think was to be expected, but I don't think it was expected in the fashion that it happened. I think Legendary
Right.
Wolves challenged them massively, and if they don't throw at that Baron fight, I genuinely think that this could have been their game.
It's like Meme City made it look too easy after that Baron fight. Everything started falling together. The Dragon steals that Acid was coming up earlier started to add up. In a close game, it was Meme City Esports' just consistency throughout the game, I think, Valley, that kind of gave them the extra push they needed at the end there to come out on top. I think Raichu needed to try to get into those fights a bit earlier to try to disrupt the setup that Meme City had going for them, because it was Andrel and Frosty who started coming up huge to set up the rest of the team. Game 2 is going to be a banger, as I think these drafts are just going to get more interesting.
Yeah, definitely going to be the case. I'll be curious to see what's banned away in game 2. But to break down this game one further, we're going to throw it over to the analyst desk with Gungeon and Cowboy Cast.